Hi, and welcome to another edition of RCC Connections. We certainly thank you for watching. I'm your host, Kathy Cheek. There are more than 100 students from all 4 high schools in Rockingham County on campus to get a glimpse of what happens at RCC, and they will get hands-on demonstrations in several different areas of study. Some of those include the nursing lab, where they'll get an opportunity to go and see some simulations of what happens in the nursing program. They will also get a great chance to look at the different industrial technologies areas.
Okay, once we get the program over to the machine, we like to take a look at it over here, because what happens over there, we're talking about post-processing. When it converts that computer-generated screen image into a program, little glitches can happen, and we want to make sure that we catch any of them. So once we have it here, we can actually run it through a quick simulation here as well. And this doesn't show us in as much detail. It just shows us basically where the center line of the cutter is going to go. And we can go back and decide, is that what we think we should have? Is that what we think should have come through? It's up to the person running the machine to make sure that the program is correct, if there aren't any problems with it. But I'm going to hit the cycle start button and actually step to the side so you can come up to the window and take a look at it. Now what you're seeing is exactly what we saw on the screen in there. It's going to move in the exact same way, except this time it's taking metal away from the part. Now the part is put in the machine not just in some random location. The machinist has to align the part with the Cartesian coordinate system that the machine uses. So that has to be done. All of the tools have to be set up, and that's also the machinist's responsibility. When it changes tools, the machinist has to set the tools up in the correct type holder, make sure that they're set up so they are at the correct height when it comes down to engage the part. And it's going to go through with progressively smaller tools to remove material. And if you notice on the screen, you can see how quickly it's reading through the program. So you can see at this point, if it were to make a wrong move, we'd have very little time to stop it. So it's very important that we check everything out before we tell it to actually cut the part. I was telling you earlier, we have graduates that do everything from make aerospace components. They make parts for medical devices, hip replacement parts, artificial heart parts. We have people that make parts for the military. I have students that make landing gear components for fighter jets, make tank components. I also have students that build Caterpillar equipment, build John Deere equipment. Then I have students that work in job shops where they repair work that comes in, just whatever happens to come through the door. I have students that work in mold shops that make molds for companies like General Motors, Ford, Black & Decker, DeWalt, IBM.
I want to go into computer integrated machining. It's something I like to do. I like working with metal with my hands, and I just want to go into the field of machining. I know there's a lot of jobs out there needing that, and I think it's something that would be a good fit for me.
So what kind of jobs would you be able to get doing the machining degree?
Well, there's many different jobs I can get. I can get the gunsmithing. I can do fabrication of parts. To name some of them specifically, Charlotte Plastics in Charlotte, North Carolina. GP Fabrications right here in Reedsville.
And so do you kind of have your mind set on where you want to end up once you finish?
Well, I have family at Charlotte, so I was thinking somewhere down close to there, and maybe I could end up at Charlotte Plastics one day.
So when you went through that program today, what did you get more excited? Was it different than you expected? Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I mean, I've had some background information on machining and everything, and I liked it really a lot, and I believe it's something that I'm going to enjoy, and I learned a little more about what it's into, years-wise and everything.
Oh, that's excellent. So how did you already know that's what you wanted to go into?
Well, my uncle, he's a licensed machinist and everything, so it was kind of, I wanted to do something like him and everything, and it was something I was interested in.
So it's kind of a natural fit just from seeing what he does and talking to him and that kind of thing.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
do you do stuff with your hands and all that already for hobbies? Or?
Yes, ma'am. At school, I take ag mechanics, stuff like that. I'm always building something at home, just tinkering around with stuff.
Well, great. Well, we're so glad that you found a place, and you'll be coming here in the fall?
I'm actually going to start in the summer.
In the summer, excellent.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
2 days after graduation.
Well, you're not wasting any time, are you, Josh? Isn't
No,
that
ma'am.
great? That is so wonderful. We are so excited that you have chosen to come to RCC, and we'll talk with some more students about their experience today. Another part of industrial technologies includes electronics, electrical, and robotics. And they have a great example of how a robot can work by showing these high school seniors by taking an aluminum can and putting it through a crusher.
Now in here is the heart of our electronics program, our lab in here, where we deal with things like timers, mechanical relays, lights. We have different phases of electricity. We have motors. And this is where we learn to take all the things so far and try to blend them together to actually do things in unison. We'll be learning about all kinds of transformers, like I said, timers, delays, buttons, all kinds of controller devices.
And one of the biggest draws has been the criminal justice program.
Criminal justice, best program ever been.
Now, included in the criminal justice program, you will want to note that the people who are giving the demonstrations are actually RCC students. This is part of their final exam for the criminal justice program. And what they're doing is they're showing different crime scenes, including blood splatters, a gunshot wound, murder scene, how to dust for fingerprints, what to look for in a fingerprint, how to take fingerprints.
5 different types of different ways you can pinpoint evidence: compass, baseline, triangulation, regular coordination. Also, when you're doing a sketch, you need to be very clear on what the difference between feet and inches is with these lines right here on the wall. People get those mixed up, and you say it backwards, the defense attorney will eat you alive, and it will be thrown out because you don't even know the difference between a foot and an inch. It's very important to get the temperature, lights, partly sunny, all that. And the number one thing you want to put at the end of your sketch when you're done, not only is who is it by, but you need to put not drawn to scale. Not drawn to scale because it's never to scale. Right here we got a truck and a torso. The torso is the same size as the truck on the sketch, but that doesn't matter because you got not drawn to scale. You're just blowing it up so you can get all the pieces and all the evidence to recreate the scene. If you get all the information you need and you get everything documented right, and you don't even have to worry about anything else, no photos or nothing, because you have what you need and you can find out what exactly happened. That's about sketching 101 right there.
We're going to talk with 2 students who are definitely coming to RCC. They're both seniors at Rockingham County High School, and we're really excited to talk to them about why they chose RCC and kind of what they're seeing on this kind of crazy demo day. So I want to introduce you first of all to Cole Martin and James Reese. Guys, thanks so much for being with us today. So kind of wild going around seeing what all is available at RCC. You've just come through looking at the criminal justice lab. So Cole, what was your impression of that?
It was really interesting, just all the different things that go into a crime scene and everything. Just a broad range of everything.
Great. And James, what was your impression?
I like it a lot. It's very interesting. I learned a lot of stuff today.
So, Cole, have you already decided what your area of study is going to be?
I want to do psychology, maybe a family or marriage counselor. That's the plan right now.
So to do that, you will come here and then transfer. So you're going to be in the transfer program. And so what made you decide to come to RCC first?
Save money. Really good options, save money, and stay home.
That's a good idea. And James, what about you?
I'm going to do industrial machining or welding, and I didn't need anywhere else to go, just here.
That's great. And you're going to get to see that later today, right? Some of the things that they're going to do. So, and I also understand you're a scholarship recipient. Tell me a little bit about that.
I got the Millercoors Scholarship, and I'm pretty happy about that. My parents are real happy.
I bet your parents are real happy. So, is this your first time on the campus?
I've been here once
School.
before.
Okay, and you've been here once. So I know it's kind of early in the day, but tell me what you are thinking so far about the campus and things.
It's big enough for me. It's we've walked around everything already, but it's cool. I like it.
Good.
I feel really at home here. You know, close by the house, so I can just stay at home and not have to find somewhere else to stay.
And the people that you've met, are you the administration or faculty or anything? What's your kind of first impressions?
They're really friendly.
Seem really nice.
So you're going to be at home right here at RCC. Well, guys, we really wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
We'll be excited to see what happens. And we'll continue on throughout our tour and see what we see the rest of the day, okay?
All right.
All right,
Sounds good.
thanks, guys. I'm Kathy Cheek, your host for RCC Connections. We really do appreciate you joining us, as always. And we want to talk to one of the Carolina College Advisor Corps members. Her name is Katja Wallen. And Katja, you are at which school?
I'm at Rockingham County High School.
Okay, so kind of tell me how you're different than a particular maybe guidance counselor that's at some of the schools.
Okay. I have my own office, similar to a guidance counselor, but my main job is to just talk about the college process. So I do talk to every single grade, but I mainly focus on seniors in the beginning and juniors. And I get to do things like classroom presentations, and we have college tours like the one today. And we also get to do things like bring them in for AP or ACT study session testing and all these kind of like pieces of the puzzle that go into the college process. And so we are the ones that kind of try and help them, you know, go through that process. So that's kind of what we do. We don't do the testing and the scheduling and all that other stuff that guidance counselors get to do.
Okay. Now, so tell me, you were telling me earlier today a little bit about how this RCC Day came all about.
Well, I guess for us, RCC is something that we weren't really familiar with community colleges because none of us had gone to one before. So it was really important to us that we knew how to advise the students to the best of our ability. So we really wanted to come over here ourselves and get kind of introduced to the atmosphere, the climate, the admissions process. It actually is different than the other colleges. And when we were over here, we were just thinking to ourselves, we take trips all the time to colleges. Why are we not including RCC? We have so many students that want to go here. We have so many students that are interested in the programs but aren't quite sure what they actually offer. And we weren't sure ourselves. So we thought, you know, we really need to take the students there. We need to let them see what they have here. We need to let them decide what they want to do and give them some more knowledge, and also for ourselves, but mainly for the kids, so that they can be more successful when they are here next year and then all of a sudden completely on their own and they don't have a guidance counselor holding their hand anymore.
And so tell me about what you're hoping and what you're hearing from your students so far today.
I actually just talked to a student who just said to me, you know, I just think that there's a lot more freedom in college, and I didn't know that was at RCC too. And I was just, yes, that's exactly correct. And I think they're realizing that classes are much more directed to their learning, and the classes are not every day, all day. They're not being shuffled back and forth, and they have all this freedom like a game room, and they can go to the library and study. And it's really more of a individualized, you know, more responsible kind of approach to learning. And I think they're figuring that out. And they're also seeing what are the programs here that I have that I might want to take. And I think a lot of them got into criminal justice today that had no idea that they might like it. So that was really good.
It was really gory.
It was. But they liked it, so.
Yeah, well, it was fascinating, no doubt. So, and most of the students that you brought today are planning to go to RCC?
Yes, most of them are planning to go to RCC, or we kind of hadn't talked yet. And so when I did talk to them, I kind of just checked out their background, and then I was like, you know, RCC might be a good option for you. And they're like, oh yeah, I've thought about it, but hadn't actually taken the steps yet. So we wanted to make sure that the students that this is the direction that they're heading, they would have a good idea of where they're going, so that when they get here, they're not lost. So yeah, most of them are definitely coming here. And we have a few juniors as well who maybe will be coming here eventually.
And why did you bring juniors? Just tell me a little bit about that.
RCC has done this really great nursing program, and they just started this new kind of transition for high schoolers directly into it. So I tried to bring a few nursing students that I knew were very interested, because there's a kind of select criteria, and I wanted to make sure that they were taking the right classes and getting themselves prepared, because that process is different than just admissions. And so I wanted them to see what RCC has, so they can have a visual in their mind for their senior year, so when we're going through the process, it's not, just an idea, but an actual thing that they've seen and experienced.
That is excellent. So would you say that RCC is kind of an unknown or hidden gem for Rockingham County?
Oh, definitely. Because I think the perception of RCC is just so varied. Some people love it and some people don't. And I think most of the biggest thing is that most people just don't know who have never come here. So I think for us, we've been amazed by every single person we've met. Working with them is amazing. I mean, they are setting up everything for us. Everything we ask, they say yes. Every single time we have a question, they answer it for us. And I can't say that I've had that experience at any other college. So that's what's so amazing about them, and that I'm really excited for all of our students that are going here because they have such great opportunities to get set up for a really good future.
Would you feel like, from what you hear in the community, because you're new to the community, and what you heard from students, that RCC would be kind of a second choice, not really on par with some other institutions?
I think when the kids are deciding on college transfer, yes, they kind of hold it in a lower regard. But for the programs that are more specific, not as much. But it also it really varies between students. But I would say the overall opinion is not as high as it was for other schools like UNCG or something that they've heard of more often, but in a different sense.
But once you've come and experienced it, what do you think the truth is?
I think the truth is that this is a place where you can get everything that you would need for the college process or anything that you need for a job process. They have so many opportunities that it just seems kind of endless. And it just seems like a really great place for people to foster the growth that they need maybe to go to a four-year school, because not everybody's ready right away. So I would recommend it for all of my students that I really think would fit well here, and that's something that I really hope to do next year as well.
Great. Well, we're glad you're going to stick around for another year, and you're at Rockingham County High School, and there's one of y'all in all four high schools, right? One of the advisors.
Yes, we're lucky that one of us can work in every school.
It's fortunate for Rockingham County. We're glad to have you, and we're so glad that y'all came up with this idea and teamed with RCC to show these students a quick snippet, glimpse of what the options are here, and we appreciate it very much. And we'll talk to some more students after this. We're going to talk with two more students. They're both from Moorhead and really saw some interesting things today. One of them maybe even kind of changing her mind about what she thought she was going to be when she grew up. So we want to talk with Lindsay Crumpler and Leah Slaughter. They are, as I mentioned, both seniors at Moorhead. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. All right, Leah, tell me, you're interested in what area?
In criminal justice, the forensics. I've just really always been interested in it. It's always been just unique and didn't ever seem like it would be boring. And my stepdad actually a pathologist, and I actually got kind of involved with him. Like, he showed me around, with the dead bodies and things like that.
So you didn't freak out?
No, actually, I think it's very interesting.
So tell me today, because today was kind of gory. There was some gruesome stuff out there.
Yes.
So tell me, did it seal the deal, or did it say, maybe not?
No, it actually sealed the deal. They actually had a fake crime scene set up, and we went around and they showed us the different options we could pick between, like, taking the pictures or just doing the whole graphing and everything like that. And it was really interesting, in the fingerprints and everything like that. It was nice.
So if you get the degree, you do forensics, where do you think you'll end up?
Well, I actually heard about there was a place like in the Navy. They actually needed people for forensics, and I might keep my options open for that. Other than that, I probably won't stay around here. Won't be too much, but hopefully somewhere big.
So what attracted you to come to RCC with, I'm sure there's many other programs out there?
Well, there wasn't too many around here. There was one at other schools, but this school, it's near my home, and I like to stay near everything. So for right now, I think it would be just best and comfortable for me.
Good. All right. Now, Lindsay, you were thinking about, your plan has been nursing.
Okay, yeah. I was going to go into nursing. Well, that's still sort of my plan. I was going to go get my RN and join the Navy, work for them, be a field nurse. But the forensic science is really interesting. We went through that today, so I really like that.
And you've done both. You went through the nursing skills lab and that. So is it kind of like a dual thing there?
Yeah. They're both up in the air right now because I really am interested in both, definitely.
But you probably could do both.
I could, yeah, I could. It'd be rough, but I could do it.
Well, what attracted you to RCC?
Well, it's close to home. Like Leah said, I like being around people that I know, and my parents really close to them. So like being at home.
So after today's experience where you've kind of been through, you've seen some of the fun stuff, the game room, and kind of, the social aspect of the school, what's your impressions?
I like it. It's what I thought it would be, close to home and with friends, and it's a nice place. I enjoy it.
And what'd you think of like some of the faculty that you've met and heard from today?
Yeah, they were very nice and informative, and I would recommend here. It's a great place. It really is, and the people are so nice.
It's a pretty campus,
Yeah,
too.
it is.
It is.
It really is.
I like it.
It really is. You could do some walking and
Yeah.
all kinds of. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Lindsay will be interested to see what you end up with between criminal justice. It's all gory, right?
Right.
Either way you go, it's gory. Okay. All right. Thanks so much,
Thank
ladies, for
you.
joining us. We'll be right back. Another area of study is the Cosmetology Department, and they're in the Cosmetology Lab, where they're getting to look how cosmetology students work on their clients. And for the cosmetology students, they offer these high school seniors the opportunity to get either a little trim, like their bangs or the back of their hair. They could also get a braid in their hair. So some of the students were taking an opportunity of that. And they got the chance to see exactly what all is involved in cosmetology. It can include just learning how to blow dry, how to cut, obviously, all those kinds of things. But also in addition, they offer pedicures and manicures and waxing. So all those things are included in the cosmetology program. Well, as you can see behind us, it's definitely been a hands-on day for these students, whether it's here in cosmetology or criminal justice or the machining or nursing. So many options that they were able to see today and get a real feel for what it's like here on the RCC campus. And if you're interested and maybe saw some of this, or maybe one of your students, we do want to let you know that it's not too late to register, even for summer. You have until May 24th to register for summer classes, or if you're interested perhaps in coming to the fall classes, you can register in July for those. So it's definitely not too late, but what a wonderful opportunity for Rockingham County students to get a quick glimpse in just a few hours of kind of the full gamut of what is offered here in their community. As people have mentioned, it's pretty much a hidden gem for this county, and we are proud to let you know more about it. We certainly do thank you for watching RCC Connections. I'm your host, Kathy Cheek. We hope to see you again next time.